Hey guys, it's your boy Roy and welcome to 4-2. Now to start this off, we're immediately going to fight some of those helicopter foes that we all just know and love. Now the easiest way to always deal with these guys is wait for them to be in the air and do an EMP slide, which means you press the boost button, throw an EMP, and because they short circuit they will all fall out of the sky, except if they went into melee mode, which that one did over there. Then they sort of transform into this bipedal form. Now here we have to fight a couple of shotgun Gorgies, which are really easy. Just pick them off one by one, use an EMP to stun them if necessary. But what's up next is really important, which is the buzzard. And here we're going to show a little exploit in the game, and I don't feel this was intentional. Basically what you can do in this game is you can melee, and if you melee an enemy you will overheat instantly, because the melee is a really powerful attack. It generally will kill any normal enemy in one go and deals big damage to bosses, even on Godheart. What you can do to the buzzard, and I'm going to show you here, is you can melee his arms. And if you melee his arms, for some reason, here I completely screw it up, but for some reason the game won't register it as a hit. It will register it as a missed hit, so you're allowed to keep your meter. Here I'm going to do it, melee his arm, nothing happens. Here I'm going to do it again, nothing happens. And I believe I screw up here, yeah. The game does try to auto-correct, because technically you can infinite him, but the game will try to auto-correct your melee to actually hit him, because there's some sort of lock-on, soft lock-on going on there. But here, you see me getting in a loop, and I screw it up a little bit, because I'm just toying around. But as you can see, it deals really solid damage, and I think that wasn't a fuck-up. Thankfully, you get a nice little sound effect, usually, when you actually connect a real melee. So you know that it's going to overheat, so you can activate ARS in the sky, which is always nice. I do feel that a lot of the melee moves are a bit underutilized compared to boost melee, because with boost melee you can actually get a free ARS shot at the end, which is just really good compared to the other melee attacks, which usually don't have that. That being said, up and coming, we have to deal with a couple of turrets real quick, air turrets, but that's nothing special. What's really special is that we're gonna have to fight another KNRB-0 in 2 forms. What makes this difficult is that there's also a couple of Gorgies next to him, and that we're, at least on this run, dependent on the shotgun drop, because there are no shotgun pickups there and I don't have enough ammo. So generally what my tactic was, just practice against the first phase, just always do phase 1, and generally during phase 1 or at the end when he transforms, I'm going to try and check, like, are there crates with shotgun ammo. General tactic is a bit different here. For the bipedal mode is I first destroy the turret in its ass, basically. And then I kill the Gorgies. I already usually kill a couple using grenades at the start, but right now I'm just focusing on killing the rest of them ASAP. If you're also going to attempt shotgun only, be wary of ammo usage here. You really want to maximize your ammo. And here I got lucky and I found a shotgun, which means, okay, I really got to do my best and not fuck up, which means I get nervous and I start fucking up. You can actually hit multiple legs at once with one shotgun blast, if you're lucky. And after 3 shotgun shells, or is it 4? Yeah, it's 4, sorry. After 4 shotgun shells, he'll do that wave. And this is also where, and now I'm going to really sound like a scrub, but where my controller issues start to pop up. I have a really old PS3 controller. It's seen a lot of battles. And generally it's just a bit, well, especially the D-pad and the shoulder buttons are a bit rusty. So sometimes when you see me, you'll see me try to fire with an unreloaded weapon. And this is generally because I tried to do a quick reload, which means you press reload and then switch to another weapon and back. And that either the input doesn't register completely or that it just fumbles the input a bit. This is also why I sometimes throw 2 EMP grenades in a row. It's because the switch of the grenade isn't activated. But what can you do? I can waste money on a new controller, or I can put my PS4 controller in my PS3. But I like playing it with the original controller. I know it's weird, but you know. I'm going to use every shot that I have, and I almost fuck it up here because I kind of miss my opening. Because I get stuck on the pillar. I'll try to get a couple of shots in before he opens up. Now, you can actually melee the core, but I generally try not to because, one, you waste meter, and meter is very important in a Argus fight for the simple reason that if you I'm trying to hit the grenades to get some easy damage in, but I screw it up. This attack, which he does here, I like to call it the Gatling gun attack. What he does, he will fire a couple of missiles in a row, and you have to dodge those, obviously, but they are auto-aiming, so they will heat-seek you out. It's not an attack in a straight line as you might think it will be. Just a couple shots in the core, and I think I get him here. Now, this is actually the most difficult part, and I always underestimate this. He will do a complete auto lock-on on you for a pretty long while to do that insta-kill laser, and it's really hard to dodge. You really have to dodge at not the last second, but just before the last second, if that makes any sense. This part generally really easy for players that actually have a ranged weapon. I had to use some grenades to kill those guys up top. With the eggs, what I usually do is I either melee them or I shoot them when they're opened. Because if they're open, they'll usually just die in one shotgun shell. Another tactic is the LFE. Easily one of the most underappreciated guns. I think it's in my opinion, the best weapon in the game. Because it has so much utility tied to it. Like you can use it to knock enemies off a cliff. It really kills smaller enemies easily. You can use the stun lock. It's really like this utility weapon. I remember on like God Hard runs, I usually carry an LFE with me just because it's so useful to use. With those guys out of the way, I still have to kill the turret though. And this is where you can really see just how pointless your allies are. I think it was Big V in the comments who mentioned it, but it would be cool if it was like a selectable difficulty mode where you could just say like, okay, now your allies are useful. It doesn't have to be for like high difficult runs, but it would be fun to see like how would they be if they were really powerful. And I'm really getting into an ammo issue here again because I'm being a bit too liberal with my ammo shots, but I just need to get one hit in, like one clean hit, and then he sees me again like, oh, I gotta get out of there. And your allies deal damage, but it's so minor, it's barely worth noting. In one later chapter, you'll see me actually wait it out, and it's pretty funny. Now I'm out of ammo. I'm not actually sure what I do here. I'm actually curious. Am I going to just use the assault rifle? Snipe him? Oh, okay. I got lucky with shotgun drop. Lucky bastard. What's up next is the double Bia fight. Now, previously, when we fought the two Bias in, I think it was 2-5, we could actually separate them, and if you want, you can just kill them by using the container. But here, they're really close to each other, and what you really want to do is you want to try and separate them. And what I'm going to use is my own little variation of the stun lock. Because basically what you can do is, for instance, you start, you shoot him a couple of times, and when he's about to attack, you melee him. Then you shoot him a couple of times, then you throw an EMP, and then you throw a regular grenade. And then you just keep shooting him. And what this will do is the EMP will stun him, and by the time the EMP stun runs out, you can, the grenade stun, the grenade explosion will stun him again. I'm trying to show it here in action, I believe. And this way you can actually sort of loop him. The one on the right, if you don't attack him, he will instantly focus on your allies, which is actually good. So here you see me get a couple shotgun shells off, and now he's in his range stance, so he's going to fire projectiles, summon his allies. I almost overheat. Alright, and now I'm just going to melee him, throw an EMP, throw a regular grenade, shoot him a couple of times. He's about to attack me, and then bam, the grenade stuns him again, throw an EMP, throw a regular grenade. Shoot him again until, and here he does that. Sometimes he does that sort of forward hop through it. Regular grenade. And he's like, and dead. Now for the last one though, I'm out of options. Like I have nothing. I have 5 shotgun shells, and I got my melee, and I got my wits. And generally the Bias have their weak point in the back as usual. But it's a lot less weak to damage as, for instance, a Romanov is. Like a Romanov B will die in like 3 hits compared to the Bia. I think a Bia takes about 10 straight shotgun shells to the back to die. And those need to be really close range. As you saw right there, that was his staff attack. His staff range attack, which means he will point his staff towards you. And it will heat up and it will fire bullets. These things do decent damage. And it's got decent tracking, so you want to try and avoid them. Here I'm just using my shotgun and my melee, and I pray that I'm going to get another drop, but it's not going to happen. Now the Scorpion form is really dangerous because his attacks can go through walls, at least some of them. Here I use the melee, get a nice shot in his weak point, and I screw up the last shot, so I got no ammo left. So really got to mind my spacing here because his melee attacks go through the container and the hitbox goes through it as well, so I'll die. And as you can see, melee, it doesn't do a lot of damage to him. He's just generally really weak. And this is just me exploiting. I like how the shells of his gun like fall off. It's a nice little detail. And that's the Bia gone. And sort of forgot what's after this. Oh, that's chapter. Oh, there we go. How many deaths? I say 25. I can't read that number. It's too low resolution. It's probably 23 or 33. I don't know. See you guys next time, guys.
Hey, do your job.